Let's go!
Check.
Is Jalen Hurts the smartest quarterback in the NFL? I know that sounds crazy because there are some pretty cerebral QBs out there like your Mahomes, your Joe Burrows. But, man, when it comes to checking into a different play, he is amongst the NFL's best. So at the end, I'm going to have one that actually shatters my heart. This is actually, the clip you just saw, Jalen Hurts checking into a play here. And this, honestly, is just really, really, really good cat and mouse stuff. And we've already done our first Jalen Hurts breakdown for the Super Bowl. You can watch it if you want to. And they're bringing a blitz. So if you're bringing a blitz off the edge, it's probably going to be man-to-man if you're blitzing the nickel, okay? Now, why is it going to be man-to-man? Well, there's trips to this side that takes one DB out, and this linebacker's coming over here. So even if this DB comes up and this safety flows over the top, that means this pocket of space is going to be open. And you're also attacking the weaker corner, even though this is Jahan Dotson. And Jalen Hurts sees this with so much anticipation. Look at when he's actually throwing this football right here, okay? It's now, all right? Right when Jahan Dotson is here. So he's just trusting Jahan Dotson to beat Jalen Watson, who had an absolutely abysmal game. And when you're getting burned by Jahan Dotson, it's never a good thing. And this ball hits Dotson right in the numbers, and it's almost a tutty.
One at a time.
And then on the very next drive, we get to this 3rd and 7. A.J. Brown makes a beautiful sideline catch, but it's not just the throw. It's not just the grab that is a thing of Mozart. It is what happened actually before the play. First off, look at this throw. Look at this catch on the Chiefs' best corner. But take a look at what happened pre-snap. The Jalen Hurts does this little symbol. I don't want to get demonetized here. And obviously that told A.J. Brown, hey, I'm going to you. We're going for the kill, baby. I also love how involved Jalen Hurts is in the run game. Obviously, this play was one of the more iconic Saquon Barkley runs of the season. But there was actually a big twist that was revealed in the postgame from this play, is that this is what was called a dummy call, where you make it look like you're doing an audible, but you're actually just running the play you're initially wanting to run. And obviously Saquon does Saquon things. So you're taking a look at the quote right here from Saquon Barkley. He says, hey, if you play a team so many freaking times, well, guess what? They're going to know. And this isn't just Jalen Hurts. I don't know whose decision it was to do the dummy call, but this is essentially what happened. So Jalen Hurts was under center. Now he goes back into shotgun, and then watch what actually happens. It looks like they're checking the play. Saquon does a really good job of selling this. And then guess what? Jalen Hurts goes back under center to run the initial play, okay? And I don't know how much of an effect it had on this play, but I want to show you the end zone angle. So yeah, you get the pre-snap motion, and obviously that takes the corner out of this play. But obviously, if you were in shotgun, you're thinking this is definitely not going to be a pitch. You rarely pitch the football out of shotgun. Then you get back under center, and you'll see that everybody is crunched to the inside here. And I don't know if the dummy call really had that much of an effect on it, but it was showing one thing, doing another, and then actually doing the thing you initially wanted to do. I don't know if I worded that smoothly at all, but I love the guile and creativity from the Eagles.
Rally Stanley!
So sometimes the audibles don't work, especially one as bizarre as Ronnie Stanley. Man, when I saw this earlier in the year, I was like, I got to do a video on it at some point. But as you can see at the line of scrimmage, they do dominate this play. They just had a lot of guys right there ready to stop Saquon. Wasn't Landon Dickerson's best block ever. I will say, though, at least you picked up some yardage here. But once again, it shows you Jalen's overall football prowess and how much flexibility he has at the line of scrimmage.
With the running back coming in, we knew his man. Jalen alerted the play, got us to a good play.
It was this play, this signal that destroyed me, because you can make a strong case that this play we're about to break down changed the course of history. So before I break this down, remember in this Week 3 game versus the 2-0 New Orleans Saints, who everyone had as the best team in the NFC after 2 weeks, the Eagles were actually 1-1, right? They had lost a close Monday Night Football game at a game that they should have won versus the Falcons. They would have been 1-2, and they ended up losing to Tampa the next week. So if Jalen doesn't make this play, the Eagles are probably starting the year 1-3. And the bigger thing from my vantage point is that the Saints would have started the year 3-0. And you saw how different these seasons actually went after this play. So the first thing is Jalen Hurts gets a man coverage indicator, right? So as Dallas Goedert just said a minute ago, running back comes in, and you have a linebacker following that running back. So more than likely, that means it's man coverage. Now, this is a very key component about this play. It's 3rd and Exton, 3rd and Constant-Talkin, 3rd and Bluebell, 3rd and 17. Are you freaking kidding me? Jalen Hurts has to pick up quite a bit of yardage. You're down 12-7. Late in the fourth quarter. The Eagles had been turning the football over in critical spots all game long to this, at the time, really good Saints defense. So you get the man coverage indicator, and on 3rd and 17, the defense is never thinking you are running mesh, which is an intermediary concept. So you're running a shallow drag here, shallow drag here. Now, why would Jalen Hurts check into this play? Well, it's good football IQ on two fronts. One thing that players and teams do is when it's 3rd and Coatesville, I'm trying to think of as many Philly suburbs as possible. You have to know that you're going for it on 4th down. Right? You're down 12-7, so you don't need to pick up all the yards on this play. That's what makes this check really good. But what makes it even better is that you do actually pick up all the yards on this play, because when you're running mesh versus man coverage, you have guys potentially on defense running into each other. You give Jahan Dotson a lot of credit for creating traffic without touching a defender, and defenses have a few different ways that they could do this. You can communicate this. You could tell Lattimore, and this was foreshadowing for Marcus Lattimore later in the season, as many Commanders and fans painfully know, and me, a Saints fan, I'm a fan of both those teams. You can pass this off to where this DB picks up Dotson and you pick up Goddard. That's really, really difficult to do, especially on 3rd and 17. You're not thinking they're running mesh. But what happens here is all 3 of these guys run into each other. Now, there's no way that Jalen Hurts could have known that, but running this play is actually genius, okay? Another thing that is really genius about Jalen checking into this play is that Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown are out of the game. And Lane Johnson, your right tackle, is out of the game. So when your best right tackle and your 2 best receivers are out, run something to your next best option, which is your tight end. And also, you understand that the likelihood that your backups are going to, make plays on 3rd and 17 is very low. So he went into this very cerebrally with a 2-play mindset and ended up getting it all on 1 play. So we'll give you the sexier angle here. And obviously, Jalen, very simple read, throw it to the wide open guy, and my Saints kissing and hugging over the middle of the field. So is Jalen Hurts the smartest quarterback in the NFL? The answer to that is probably no. But there are levels to what players are actually good at, right? Jalen Hurts is a very good pre-snap quarterback. Maybe that's Nick Sirianni. Maybe that is new New Orleans Saints head coach Kellen Moore. It's crazy. Does Kellen Moore actually become the head coach of the Saints if this play ever happens, right? If the Eagles start the year 1-3, do they have the season that they have now? I don't know. I really, really, really don't know. You guys tell me. But, it's crazy that Jalen, as far as a post-snap QB, is not the best processor. I think even the most diehard Eagles fans know that. But goodness gracious, there aren't many quarterbacks who are more even keel and in control of his environment, quite like Jalen Hurts. Now, once again, it helps having one of the best offensive supporting casts in the history of the NFL. I don't say that lightly. I really, really do believe that. But the truth still remains the same. Yes, if he has to go to second and third reads, it's not his strength. But you factor in his playmaking ability with his legs. Man, he is something special. Now, this is where I need your help. Is he the best quarterback in the NFC? The answer to that is no, and bang, there's a video on that guy. We'll talk to you soon, okay? It is Power Hour NFL. Boom! And tonight, we are doing Chicken